Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing the High School Musical book tag. Now this tag was created by April and Brittany from April's Books, and I can't remember Brittany's channel, but I'll definitely leave a link to their channels down below, and they're really great and you should check them out. Now I wasn't tagged by anyone, but I have been the biggest High School Musical fan. Like, I was such a big fan back in the day. Now, not so much. But back in the day, it was a real obsession of mine. Like, one day I was walking through the mall and I saw these big cutouts of like Troy and Gabriella, and they had them there because it was like Ostar promoting like their I don't know, their service, I guess. And they had like these big cutouts of Troy and Gabriella, which were like the size of 15-year-old or however old I was, me. And I wanted them so bad. So me, without no shame, goes up and asks if I could have them, and they're like, oh, look, at the end of the promotion, if you want them you can come back and get them. So at the end of the promotion I came back to the mall, and sure enough they gave them to me. And then I walked through the mall with these big two gigantic Troy and Gabriella cutouts, life-size people, and I just walked through the mall, 15-year-old me, so happy with my life. For my birthday, I even went to go see like High School Musical on ice. It was fantastic. Now, I haven't seen the movies in ages, and I definitely want to watch them again, especially after, you know, hearing and doing this tag. It just makes me really in the mood to watch High School Musical again. I even had High School Musical books, and they were not great. But they were High School Musical, so again, my younger self did not complain. So anyway, let's get into the tag. The first question is the start of something new. It's the start of something new. It feels so right to be here with you. Are you favourite genre, author or series? And for me, I chose Rainbow Rowell. I recently read Eleanor and Park by her, and I absolutely loved her, and I can tell that she's definitely going to be one of my favourite authors just by reading one book of hers. So yes, Rainbow Rowell. What I've been looking for, oh, do 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 do. Oh, oh. A book that has everything you've ever wanted. And for me, it was a hard choice, but I eventually went with Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, I think it is. Yes, it is. I recently read this again, and I absolutely loved it. Like, it's about video games, and number one, I'm a huge video game fan. I'm actually started to do a Twitch, which you can follow me. I'll leave my Twitch link down below, where I'm going to be streaming video games. Yes, I could not get any more nerdier. But yeah, video games in a young adult book was just fantastic. Like, I just loved the plot and the storyline and the characters, and that it was a video game. This book was just fantastic, and there was nothing more suited to my needs than this book. Fabulous, a book with the biggest diva, and I really struggled with this one to find something. Eventually I went with Blue Bloods by Melissa D. LaCruz. One of the characters in this is pretty much a diva, though I'm not sure if you would call it like, wow, a crazy diva. Though I just couldn't think of anything else, so I'm going to go with this one. Number 4 is Status Quo. No, 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 stick to the stuff you know. If you wanna be cool, follow one simple rule, don't mess with the flow, no, no. Stick to the stuff you know. A stereotype defying character, and for me that is Wonder by RJ. Plushio, and Augie in this has a facial deformity, and he very much breaks, you know, the norm of what is written about in books, and I really love it when there are books that have like books that include disabilities. And I also really like it when maybe they're not the main focus. For this, pretty much Augie was the main focus and his deformity was the main focus, but I really love it when you have a side character who's autistic, like I can't remember his name now, but Isla's best friend in Isla and the Happily Ever After. It's gonna kill me, I can't remember his name. But he had Asperger's syndrome, which my brother has, and I just really liked how he was there and he had that, but it was his background and the story wasn't about that. I just think there needs to be more of that. Number 5 is The Boys Are Back, the best bromance. Again, I really struggled with this, but eventually I went with Josh and Sinclair from Anne and the French Kiss and Isla and the Happily Ever After. That's the two main ones that they're in. I just really like their friendship, and I think it's pretty sweet. Number 6 is What Time Is It? Summertime. I can't help myself, guys. This is High School Musical. Like, whenever someone says to me, what time is it? I will say summertime, and they will be quite lucky if I didn't sing it too. What time is it is your favourite summer read? And for me, it is The Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy. I nearly went with this for another question too, but I felt like this one was more fitting, and it's just really summery and fantastic, and it is my favourite books of the year. Number 7 is, if you had to look at one book cover for the rest of your life, what would it be? And it would be My True Love Gave to Me, which is edited by Stephanie Perkins, and it has all these amazing authors in it. But first, can we just look at this cover? Look at this. Look at this. It is book porn. Like, look inside of it. Christmas light decorations. This cover is just fan-friggin-tastic, and I am in love with it. Number 8 is Just Want to Be With You, a book that you couldn't put down. For me, this has been a lot of books recently, but I ended up choosing Me and Elle and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. I thought this book was fan-friggin-tastic. I'm gonna say fan-friggin-tastic a lot, apparently. But it was so good, and I just couldn't put it down. I needed to know what was happening. It was hilarious and fantastic and heartwarming and heartbreaking and just really, really good. So yes, this one. Number 9, a character that frustrated you. Apart from my obsession with High School Musical, I also had another obsession around that time. It came after High School Musical, and it was Twilight. It was before it was cool. By the time the first movie had come out, I was like, this is actually that great. The movies kind of put me off, and then I kind of realised, wow. And thinking back, a character that really frustrated me was Bella Swan, especially in New Moon. Like the bit where you just get to where it's just writing out the months. What is that? What is that in the book? I literally wanted to rip out my pages. I'm so happy I didn't, but I really wanted to. Bella Swan is a very frustrating character, and it just, especially in this book, especially in the first half, it just felt like you can't be anyone if your love's gone. You have to be so dependent on that person that it was going to be a depressed person for the rest of your life. I don't know, Bella Swan just really frustrates me. Number 10 is High School Musical, your favourite fictional school. And for me, of course, this is Hogwarts from Harry Potter. I don't believe you if you say anything else, if you answer anything else for this question, because if your favourite fictional school is not Hogwarts, you need to reevaluate your life choices, because Hogwarts is the bomb. Where else would you want to be? Nowhere. Hogwarts. Hogwarts is where it's at. 11. Humuhumunukuapua'a. Ooh. I said that because I can't say it, and I can sing it though, so I will sing it. And it is the most ridiculous book scene character that you have ever read. For me, it was a scene in this book, Scan. It is a science fiction book by Walter Drury and Sarah Fine. I really, really enjoyed this book. It is one of the first science fiction young adults that I have read, and I also really enjoyed it, but I had an issue with one of the scenes in here where one of the characters, well, both characters actually, find out something that changes their whole life, and they don't question it. There's no questioning it, they just believe it. And yes, that thing is true, but they just believe it and they don't question it. And I feel like a normal person would have at least questioned it. They wouldn't have just accepted it without, any facts. Maybe I'm crazy, but it just seemed a little bit ridiculous, that scene. And number 12 is the Spring Musical Melody, and it is the happiest ending. And for me, I'm gonna go with Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. Not only is it a happy ending for Isla and her story, but it's also a happy ending because it wraps up the other stories, I guess, in a way, and all the characters reunite in the end from the other books, and it's just the happiest of endings, and I couldn't ask for anything more. Actually, I could ask for more books, and I would very much like that, but because we're not going to get that, yes, happy ending. So that was a High School Musical book tag. I apologise if I left some of my singing in here. It's a little bit of fun. I know I'm not the best singer, but it's a High School Musical book tag, and sometimes you just have to let it go and sing, and I just nearly sang Let It Go, so be thankful for that at least. So yeah, I'm gonna tag Amanda from Amanda the Glittering Nerd. If she wants to do it, she might not even like High School Musical. And anyone else that wants to do this tag, especially if you're a High School Musical lover or still are a High School Musical lover, you should definitely do this tag because it's really fun and it will make you want to watch the movies again, which I think I know what I'm gonna do probably tonight. So yeah, like this video if you liked it and subscribe if you'd like to see more book related videos from me, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye!